time isn't something you make, it's something you take. This next story brings a whole new meaning to love your neighbor. It goes like this. It had been some time since Jack had seen the old man. College, girls, career, and life itself had got in the way. In fact, Jack moved clear across the country in pursuit of his dreams. There, in the rush of his busy life, Jack had little time to think about the past, and often no time to spend with his wife and son. He was working on his future, and nothing could stop him. One night, over the phone, his mother told him, "Mr. Belzer died last night, son, and his funeral will be this Wednesday." Memories flashed through his mind like an old newsreel. As he sat quietly remembering his childhood days, he was interrupted. "Jack, did you hear me?" "Oh, sorry, Mum." "Yes, I heard you. It's just that it's been so long since I thought of him, Mum. I'm sorry, but honestly, I thought he died years ago," Jack replied. "Well, he didn't forget you. Every time I saw him, he'd ask how you were doing. He'd reminisce about the many days you spent over on his side of the fence, as he put it," his mother replied. "I loved that old house he lived in," Jack said. "You know, Jack, after your father died, Mr. Belzer stepped up to the plate. He wanted to make sure that you had a man's influence in your life," she said. "That's right, Mum," Jack replied, remembering he was the one who taught him carpentry. "I wouldn't be in this business if it weren't for him. He spent a lot of time teaching me things that he thought were important." "Mum, I'll be there. I'll come to the funeral," Jack said. And as busy as he was, he kept his word. Jack caught the next flight to his hometown. Mr. Belzer's funeral was small and uneventful. He had no children of his own, and most of his relatives had passed away. The night before he was to return home, Jack and his mother stopped by to see the old house one more time. Standing in the doorway, Jack paused for a moment. It was like crossing over into another dimension, a leap through space and time. The house was exactly as he remembered it. Every step held a memory, every picture, every piece of furniture. Jack stopped suddenly. "What's wrong, Jack?" his mother questioned. "The box is gone," he said. "What box?" she asked. "There was a box, a small gold box that he kept locked on top of the desk. I must have asked him 1,000 times what was in that box. All he'd ever tell me was, 'The thing I value most, Jack,' and it's gone." Everything about the house was exactly the same as Jack remembered it, except for the box. He figured someone from the Belzer family had taken it. "Now I'll never know what was in it and what was so valuable to him," Jack thought. "I better get some sleep. I have to catch an early flight tomorrow, Mother." 2 weeks later, returning home from work one day, Jack discovered a note in his mailbox. "Signature required on a package. No one at home. Please stop by the main post office within the next 3 days," the note read. Early the next day, Jack retrieved the package. The small box was old and looked like it had been mailed 100 years ago. The handwriting was difficult to read, but the return address caught his attention. Mr. Harold Belzer. Jack took the box out to his car and ripped open the package. There inside was the gold box with an envelope. Jack's hands shook as he read the note inside. "Upon my death, please forward this box and its contents to Jack Bennett. It's the thing I valued most in my life." A small key was taped to the letter. With his heart racing and his eyes filling with tears, Jack carefully unlocked the box. There inside he found a beautiful gold pocket watch. Running his fingers slowly over the finely etched casing, he unlatched the cover. Inside he found these words engraved: "Jack, thanks for your time. Harold Belzer." The thing he valued most was my time. Jack held the watch for a few minutes, then called his office and cleared his appointments for the next 2 days. "Why?" Janet, his assistant, asked. "I need to spend some time with my son," he said. "And by the way, Janet, thanks for your time. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away." This is Lynda Lewis. Can we all go back to the beginning of our lives and start over again? Certainly not. But we can start today to write a new ending. Take time. It's all you've got.